I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast, Volume 135. This is the spinoff from the popular web series The Two Dicks, available on YouTube. I'm Al Romas. I'm in Coco Cay, Bahamas. That's the ship I'm on right there. If you see the picture, if you're on patreon.com/the two dicks, you can see the video. That's Al Ducharme. He's in Studio City. He's holding the new color mug, Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. And if you want to see the video, patreon.com/the two dicks for as little as $5 a month. Less than a cup of Joe.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If you get one of these fancy oat milk lattes, it's going to be $6 and change with tax. So,
yeah,
this is $5
and
a
you should
month.
be embarrassed.
And that's what, 15 minutes, 12 minutes of enjoyment, whereas this is forever.
I subscribe to a few pods, Patreons, and they're well worth the money. And I didn't even get shit. We send you coffee mugs and coasters, and I don't get any shit on that. I get this video, some extra video things, and I like watching the video when I drink some coffee. I like seeing the video of the guys, whoever I'm watching, do the pod like this. Al's got some sort of a space background. I don't know what exactly is happening there. Maybe you could describe it for us, Alfred.
It's the Earth's atmosphere taken from a satellite. I don't know which one it was, but it's the sun is coming up on the other side, and it's got a blue glowing effect, and it's kind of cool with all the millions of stars behind it. Do you know what constellation this is right here?
The Milky Way.
That's right.
Wow, see, not as dumb as people think. I was just reading because the landing was last week, I believe, some kind of anniversary, the landing on the moon. I think it was last week, and I was reading a thing where one of the astronauts, I forget the guy's name. Who's the one who didn't go on the moon? One stayed on the rocket.
Shepard? No,
I don't know. That's a good. We'll take that as if anyone knows, put it in the comments, but we don't know. Anyway, he had a thing. He said to Neil Armstrong, hey, man, it would be fun when you get off land, put your foot on there and go, hey, what the hell is that? And then just run. He goes, that would be hilarious. And Armstrong, he was like, I'm probably just going to stick with my original script.
I'm going to tell you something right now.
Yeah.
The one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. He practiced that for a year in the mirror. I'm going to say the guy that mentioned him about stepping and saying, what the hell is that? And start running was Al Ducharme. And the guy sticking to the script was Al Romas.
Oh, wow. You think I would stick to the script? You don't think I would have a little fun with it? Go, what the hell is that? And just imagine that and just running. That would have been awesome. Were you alive? Were you awake when when we landed? If we landed, I'm not even positive we landed, to be honest with you, but I'm going with it. Were you awake as a kid?
Capricorn 1.
Good movie. Good movie. Were you a kid? You were a kid. Were you awake? Did your parents wake you and go, Alfred, get up? We're landing on the moon now.
No, they were like, go to bed. We're going to get hammered and watch these guys jump on a rock.
It was early in the morning, I believe.
I remember them rebroadcasting it, and I guess I don't know how they did it. They rebroadcasted it, and we got to watch it at some point.
Well, it was a sound stage with Stanley Kubrick fucking directing. And, it's all there in 2001. The whole thing is there. If you look at 2001. Well, if you look at 2001 and you look at the moon landing, it's kind of similar. That's all I'm saying. But I'm sure we landed. Sure we did. I'm not, I don't want to start shit.
That was the rumor.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
How did Kubrick keep that secret?
Well, he was threatened. That's why. And then when he was going to put it in tell-all book, he died. He was taken out. He wasn't an old man when he died. Yeah, he was taken out.
He made Shelley Duvall do
speaking-
127 takes when she's running up the stairs away from Jack Nicholson's character. Here's Johnny. And she lost her mind and had a nervous breakdown because he would take just dozens and dozens of takes on the simplest things because he was a perfectionist.
Her hair was falling out in real life. I mean, she was that character, and he got the performance out of her though. He's a great director. She's terrified and exhausted, and you watch that movie, you go, Jesus, she's good.
She really is.
Give him credit, Kubrick.
All right.
Hey, speaking of being taken out, we lost Jackie Mason today of the day of the recording. 93
years old. 93 years old.
Jackie Mason.
Everybody's
one
sad.
I'm like,
now. He made it to 93. What? He became one of the top comedians, wealthy, 93 years old, and everybody's like, "Oh, I'm so sad that Jackie Mason died." Are you fucking kidding me? He lived 5 times. He had a comedian's cat life.
Now, and it's another excuse for comics now to post pictures with him and write about themselves. Anytime someone dies, the comic has to
Mr. Mason, can I get a picture with you? What do you want? What do I look like? A mannequin? Sorry.
Yeah. And no, but they got to write about their experience with him. It's never just rest in peace, great comic. It's like, I first met Jackie, and it's like, oh.
He told me, kid, you're funny.
You. Yeah.
Now go get me a Coke.
I met him
I can do Coke with Dangerfield.
Sorry, I met him at McCurdy's, and he asked me if I was Jewish. I said no, and then he turned and walked away. He had no interest. That was it. You're Jewish? I go, no. He goes,
now here's a scoop. He has an illegitimate daughter who's a comedian, and would never have a relationship with her. She looks like him, the female version.
She's not.
Young female
if she had been funny. If she had been funny, he would have had a relationship with her.
Wow.
He saw her act and went, I can't acknowledge this.
Wow. No, he said she's only half Jewish.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's half Jewish and half cocktail waitress. No, she actually is funny. That's the thing. That's the irony. Maybe she was very green when she tried to make that connection with him, but now she's like a solid, well fine-tuned comic.
Feature.
Hey, in this day and age, do you remember when there was like 7 stand-up comedians working, and me and you were 2 of them?
No.
I'm exaggerating. Come on. Hyperbole is a part of the whole podcast. I'm excited because we were mentioned on Vulture. When are we going to get to the story?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's pretty good. Pretty good. They, we're being listened to by somebody other than you and I.
Did you see? It's called Talking Dicks, not Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. We're having an identity crisis, by the way. And it also, after that, it said, a pod tighter than Tommy John underwear. And it looks like they made the quote, but that's my quote.
That was the quote you put on.
I'll say it's our quote. Al and I compile a bunch of quotes beforehand, and then I just pick one to throw it on there.
Yeah. But it looks, but that was nice of them to hear it, listen, and then the numbers a bit, and we added 2 more in Iraq. So there you go. We got more military listening in Iraq. We had 2 more this last episode. So,
and we are adding
military Baghdad.
Thank you for serving. I'll take a bagel to go. Anyways,
Is that with Jackie Mason? I don't know.
Thank you. I'll take a bagel to go. When you turn the wheels this way, the car goes that way. Remember the Honda commercial he did about the Honda Prelude with the all traction Yeah.
Right. Well, every bit he did, everything was the same. It was just put in whatever. Like
it was a formula.
A Gentile walks in a restaurant, he's afraid. A Jew walks in like he owns the place. It's all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But his career suffered for long years and years with that whole Ed Sullivan. The guy gave him the 1 minute sign on Sullivan, and he goes, "You got a finger for me, I got a finger for you," and finger.
Yep.
Sullivan was like, "What? This guy's dirty. He's a dirty comic," and that was it. He was from the Ed Sullivan Show down to some condos in Florida, and but then he came back, and Richie Minervini, Richie opened East Side Comedy. I think it was the late 80s or mid 80s, and Jackie Mason was the first comic at East Side Comedy Club. Richie ended up opening for him for quite a while. Became his
like
opening act.
9 months down in Florida. Richie went down.
Yeah.
There. And
yeah.
But
I mean, Jackie Mason was like, in the Catskills and all, and then to go to Broadway, and then people were like, "Oh, you're amazing." And he used to say, "Goes, it's the same act I did in the clubs that I did in the condos. It's the same act." But when you see it on Broadway,
I'm doing the same act, and 3,000 new people
just
see
waiting.
It. They think you're a god, and then the 3,000 people that saw you over the last 10 years, like, he's doing the same act. They don't know.
They don't. I did 2 last night, 2 shows, but
Are you okay?
Pretty good.
Did you hurt
crowds.
yourself?
They were good crowds.
Are you all right?
No, I'm fine, but they were good crowds, and I wanted to do more of stuff, but I couldn't because I got to do 2 more shows at the end of the week, so I have to save because I mean, I have an hour, but I got to chop the hour into 2:30s.
Now, how come you're getting away with doing an hour? Because they always squeeze me when that cruise director comes up. Oh, they loved you, so we're adding a show.
Well, it's more than an hour.
Right, because
it's more than an hour.
I'll do like an hour and 10.
75.
And then and then they push it. Can you give me another 10? And I want you to do a full show.
Well, because we're comics.
And I'm an hour and 20. And then the British cruise directors, oh my God, she wanted me to do 2 hours. And I'm like, oh, whoa. It's 2 hours. That's all watered down. I can't remember half of the shit from back then. I can't even brush it off.
Well,
it's
backwards.
She goes, what are you American comics? She goes, I don't understand. A British comic would just step there all night long. I go, yeah, because they're telling folk tales that everybody knows in the UK and no one's ever heard of them.
Right. Then they got props.
We're doing original shit up there, okay? They're not.
But that's the irony. The guy who's doing the original stuff, the comedian, is asked to do much more time than everyone else who's not original. Singers have a songbook of 8,000 songs.
They're doing song parodies. Some of them are better than others. Don't get me wrong. I can't play guitar. I always wish I could play the guitar. Some of them are very good, very funny. We got our Pat Godwin. He's coming on as a guest in a few weeks.
But he's not doing parodies. He's doing original songs.
He's doing original songs. What I'm saying is the guitar act there's a stigma to it, and then there's the awe.
Right.
This guy's masterful. Same thing with a ventriloquist. Ventriloquism it's an act that was created 100 years ago that various people have become famous doing, and some of the people that are even better than them have never become famous, and it's an act. And then they kind of carve it and make it their own and make it funny. And some of them are funnier than others. And I saw a guy killing it. He was 30 years old as a ventriloquist. And then the next cruise, the guy came on, he was 60, and they're doing virtually the same act. And one of the performers, one of the production performers came up to me and said, wow, I can't believe this guy is stealing the other guy's act. I'm like, whoa. Stealing his act? First of all, this guy is 60, 65, so he's been doing it for 50 years. This guy just started doing it a couple of years ago.
Right. Yeah.
So who do you think?
There's only one funny
Who do you think's act
it was
doing?
Otto and George were the funniest.
Well, that was original.
The rest suck. I mean, I don't know if they suck. They're not for me. I'll just say that. I don't care. The wise guy puppet and the guy always acting, what did you say?
So I will say that
like, come
I
on.
will go see every
This
ventriloquist
is over.
and
Oh,
I will
why?
laugh. I will laugh.
Oh,
And
you are
not at every one.
sadist.
I'm not bringing up names, but I'll go to see which ones are going to make me laugh. And every like fourth or fifth
Really?
one makes me
Oh my
laugh.
God.
Yeah. And
Wow. I never go
if
because I know
if
they're
they
not
break
funny.
off from the formula of the joke that I've heard a gazillion times and make it more original and catch me off guard, I totally appreciate the art form.
Well, what was great about Otto and George was there was no art form.
No.
You know, Otto moved his lips and he was terrible, but he was hilarious.
Yes.
And suck my cock, you know, and it was nothing funnier. George would just constantly go, suck my cock. And you're on the floor laughing. He was the best.
Yeah. He was mocking it.
Yeah. But he loved it. He was a real historian of vents. And he started as a kid and really wanted to be one of the greats, and then just, I guess, wasn't that good, and then realized, I want to be dirty. I got to be dirty. And Vince,
well, he started indulging in the substances, you know.
Yeah, but he wanted to be dirty, and these vents are never dirty. They're so clean and so wholesome that it's, you know, it's kind of revolting in a way.
Well, Jeff Dunham pushed it with the politically incorrect stuff that you can't do now with the Ahmed, the terrorist. And that was pushing it, man. The burnt puppet. He blew up his own suicide vest or something.
Yeah.
That was original.
So, but
edgy.
That was, yes, yeah. I'm just not a fan of the vents, but whatever. That's fine. You know, you don't see many out here on the cruises.
No, there's less and less
used to
now.
be.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, I think in 2021 in the air, you know, last night we had the audience was like, I would say the majority of the audience was probably in their 30s last night at 10:15.
All vaccinated?
Good sized crowd. Well, I don't take a poll. I don't ask.
Well, they try to make it mandatory that you had to be vaccinated.
Yeah, I think it's 98% vaccinated. And then the 2% might be kids or something.
Yeah, but so everybody has to provide acceptable proof, whether it's real or counterfeit or not.
Yeah.
So there are people out there that would.
But that has nothing to do with the audience age. I don't know why I was just saying they were a good crowd and they were younger crowd. I don't know why you went vaccinated.
I went vaccinated because of the age thing.
Like vaccinated? I don't know. Yes, maybe.
No, because more and more young people are getting vaccinated now. But more and more younger people are in the emergency rooms with COVID, the Delta variant. So they say these are the reports we're hearing, and we have to figure out how much is truth and how much is exaggerated. And how much is fact. I
don't have to figure that out. I don't have to figure anything out, to be honest with you. I really don't.
If you
know what I mean, I can just live my life. I've been out of the United States for 3 months, and I'm fine with that. And you know,
I
can get my mention in Vulture and smoke a cigar and do a show every 6 days. You know, I don't need your stinking Delta variants in your U.S. You know what I'm saying? I may never come back. Who knows?
Who's better than you, man?
Might just stay here. Out on Coco Cay, marry Denise and run a little shack.
I know. Is that a love shack? You know? Are you trying to turn Denise's shack into a love shack? She has a sister too.
I saw the sister again this morning. I went out because deliveries came on Friday. Nothing for me. Nothing. Not a thing.
You were celebrating.
Brutal.
You were throwing your hands up in the air. Tomorrow's delivery day. It's mail day.
Yeah,
is that in Freeport? Where is that?
It's in Freeport. Yeah. Nothing for me there. Nope. Not on the list. So we'll try again this Friday, see what happens. But anyway, so I went out again today, saw Denise's sister, made a purchase, all good. So do I care about the Delta variant? No, I don't care. And if you want to get vaccinated, get it. If you don't, that's fine. Don't get it. Die. Maybe die. None of it matters. Doesn't matter to me. You see? See what I'm saying there?
I'm just thinking if it can loosen up some of the traffic on the 405 in Los Angeles County.
There you go. That'd be a good thing.
That'd be a good
That'd
thing.
be a good thing.
You got to look at the silver lining. You know what I mean? Bodies
Exactly.
piling up on the side of the highway. You think maybe these fires will burn them, and then it will take care of itself.
Or you hire men, get out of work, unemployed people. They dig mass graves.
Oh, that's true.
That's a job.
That's
$12 an hour.
You got to look at the
dig mass
positive here.
graves.
You got to look at the
always
positive.
a
silver
right.
lining and a positive test. You got to look at both.
Have you watched any of the Olympics? Speaking of COVID and silver linings,
we don't get Japan.
We
don't get Japan here.
You don't understand it, or
we don't speak Japanese. We do like sushi.
Who's we? Who's we?
There's
you and
people.
Bernie?
No, we have a group. We have a group of people. It's about 67 people right now. But everybody, I think we're gonna cap out at 75. But everybody wants to be in it. But we don't speak Japanese. We love sushi. But that sushi is a ripoff as Japanese cuisine. It's not even cooked.
I like it on a naked chick's body. I like that version of it. I've never done that, but I like the idea. You ever see that? Some restaurant, you get the chick lays naked and they put sushi all over her and then you eat it. That looks pretty good.
And then you have to figure out which one is the fish and which one is the fish.
Wow. I wouldn't have.
I went old school on that. Remember that?
I wasn't going to go there, but yeah. I was like, as I'm setting it up in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I think he's going to do a fish joke somewhere.
I don't know. That was always told to me that a woman's private area smells like fish, and I never got that.
You're lucky.
I got French fries. I got the chips.
You're a lucky man.
I never got the.
That was an old. The old comedian joke. Remember the older comedians when they would take the hand of a woman from the stage and kiss her hand, and then go, fish for dinner, and then the crowd goes, oh, and then he'd go wash up.
I've never witnessed that.
You
could never do that today. School. You could never do.
No, that was like Jackie Mason time. Those guys would, in the Catskills, they would bend down because you had ringside tables and the stage was low and they would just kiss her hand. And then the third one or so, they'd go, fish for dinner.
One time I was being heckled and I said, nice tits, but it was a dude. So it was very funny. Crushed. I couldn't even follow myself.
I worked with Pat Godwin on a ship once. I think it was a ship. Could have been land. I don't know. And there was a woman up front with the largest breasts I'd ever seen. And they were just, crazy fake 55 Fs, whatever the fucking number is. And right up front. And you couldn't do anything else but look at them. It was so distracting. So I come off the stage and then Pat's like, how's the crowd? I go, they're good. I go, but this woman up front with the biggest tits you ever saw. It's so distracting. He goes, oh, thanks for telling me. I'm not going to even look at it. Thank you. And then Pat gets on stage, puts his guitar on, and within 2 seconds he strums and goes, you have giant titties. Like, wow.
Well, first of all, she had them enhanced. She wants the attention, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So he's sitting in the front row. She should be able to sit in the front row and be a woman and accentuate her feminism by showing her boobs. And we want to come on them. So there you go. We should
These
be
are
able
the kind that were not, there's no number. There's no number. It's just like, well, how big are those? And they just, it's like something, and then triple Q, whatever. R.
Q.
I don't know the numbers. I don't know the number system. It may be. I may be. I don't know. But yeah. So it was great though, because Pat's so funny. And just the second he got on stage, you have giant titties. Perfect.
All right. So I have not been watching the Olympics. Is anybody playing? Or are they all in their hotel room barred from playing because they tested positive?
I have not been following. I know basketball, the U.S. basketball team is losing I don't know what's going on with U.S. basketball. They're losing. So they usually have a dream team and we win. We're not winning. We're losing. But the rest of it, I don't know. I haven't been watching. So, I just know there's no fans there. There's no audience. So they're in an empty arena.
Mm-hmm.
But, and then there were beds. I saw some beds. They made a cardboard or something. Did you see that? Where they don't want the athletes having sex. And they made these cardboard beds. And they showed the room that they're in. They're like double cardboard beds. But then one of the athletes videotaped himself, basically simulating having sex. He's like, you can have sex on these. Don't let them tell you can't. So I don't know. There's probably more to that story that I didn't bother to look up or research, but there's something about
let me ask you a question.
Beds.
Where are you getting your information from? Because I've seen this is a major news breaking story. Cardboard beds. Does it one support the weight?
Yeah.
First of all, how about have you ever had sex standing up? Not by yourself, with another person, a woman, or I don't know.
A woman?
I don't know what's going on in that ship.
I know you don't.
All hands!
It's on the. It wouldn't be a Patreon. It wouldn't be a podcast without that joke. Yeah, I put it on the Patreon. I put video of what's going on the ship. No. Sex standing up? Yes, I have. I've done. Yes, I've done that. Sex standing up. Sure. Why? What's the? Why do you ask? Is there?
Well, I'm saying you don't need
a reason.
You don't need a bed. You don't need a cardboard bed. You don't have to worry about it.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
I've
these are
done it on a rooftop.
sake.
I've done it in a pool. This is all standing. I'm not a
fan pool of your own vomit.
I thought I pulled that off the web. I thought I scrubbed that. Is it still out there?
That was an old Bill Hicks joke where Jimi Hendrix died in a pool of his own vomit. You know how much you have to vomit to fill up a pool? Where do I get? I don't know where I got that story. It's on the, I got a lot of time, man. I look at the internet and I see stories. I go, well, that's interesting. And then, but some guy filmed himself making believe he was having sex, going, look, you can do it. These beds are okay. But for some reason, maybe cost or COVID, I don't know. They made cardboard beds for the athletes.
So someone says, hey, do you have any cardboard boxes? And they say, why are you moving? They go, no, I'm trying to get laid.
Right.
All right.
There's your opening line.
There it is right now. There it is right now. I'm going to get a puppet. I'm going to be a vent.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you've seen I have a bit about being a ventriloquist in my act.
Never saw it.
All right.
Don't know the bit.
You don't know me well.
Do you really have an event bit?
Yeah.
Do you have a little friend you bring with you?
No, I throw my voice like a ventriloquist would. And I act out 5 characters by throwing my voice.
Oh yeah.
It's bad. It's like it's not good.
Right.
I'm not good at it. The whole point is how bad I am.
Would it be ironic if you get the Borgata, you get there and you're working with like John Peasy, the ventriloquist?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be ironic?
That would be ironic. Now, he's a funny guy. I've seen his America's Got Talent, his dog impression. Anything about dogs is funny anyways. I'm going to go back out, going to come back in. I'm going back out, come back in. Funny stuff.
He wears a lot of makeup. Just saying.
He's a big listener of our podcast. If you'd like to listen for any news, if you like to listen,
I'm not breaking any news. He just likes to wear makeup.
I'm just saying. I'm plugging us. If you'd like to listen to the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast for free, you could do that just about anywhere. Pandora.
You're probably doing it right now.
You're probably doing it right now. But if you'd like to see the videos, you can go to Patreon/the2dicks, and you can see all of them, plus extra stuff. Occasionally, we release a video for the public to kind of lure them in, and then we get some more people to sign up and support us for as little as $5 a month. With that, you get yourself a Talking Dicks or a 2Dicks coffee mug, coaster, or possibly a T-shirt, depending on what level you want to join. Because $5 is the entry level, but you can go all the way up to $1,000 a month. Right now, We do not have
Yeah.
any $1,000 a month Patreon supporters. So
No.
you can be the first.
You can, and we got to put these mugs into the rotation.
The talking dicks.
Color,
yeah.
The talking dicks. These are nice with the color scheme, and the other ones are
you
black
designed
and white.
this one, right?
Talking dicks.
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy's.
Jimmy Carroll did.
Jimmy Carroll's logo, but you designed the cup, correct?
I took the two. Yeah, I chose the pictures for both sides and created it. It was sort of just a test. Sent one to you, sent one to me.
These are bigger,
and just wanted to check it out. And they're bigger. They hold more Joe.
Yeah,
it's a good mug.
Steve Smith doesn't have one of these, does he?
Who? Oh, Steve Smith.
Steve Smith, Coffee Shots with Steve.
No,
I sent him the old one, the first one.
Oh, I never saw him use it. I've never seen it posted. I've never seen.
He has kids. That's why.
Yeah.
And it says,
okay.
It says 2 dicks on it.
Isn't he like 75 or something?
He's like 73. He's 73, and
he's got like a 4-year-old daughter or something.
Yeah, he's so old. He's actually breastfeeding his infant son, which is that kid.
He's got like COVID. He's got a grown son, and then he's got a little like a 5-year-old, and he's like 75.
His wife is 17. So,
all right.
His ex-wife is dead
from COVID.
I think
the Delta variant.
I think he strangled her.
Is that true?
What?
Is that a forensic file? Can I watch that on?
No, I'm making sure.
I've been watching forensic files on Netflix, so the old ones, and great. I love it. It's every episode.
Before you go there,
is the guy did it. The husband did it.
Yeah, always
every episode.
Always the dude.
Every episode, though.
Back to Steve.
Doesn't matter.
Can you imagine if Steve's ex-wife was dead and the police questioned him but could never prove it? And then he calls us out, hey, I heard you talking about my ex-wife, blah, blah, blah. And, I didn't do it. And you know what that would mean?
Great publicity for the Talking Dicks.
Yes, that he's listening to the podcast.
Yeah. No, and great. Love it.
So it's working.
Mentioning vulture again. I love it. Let's do it. That's why you got to throw these things. You just keep throwing things out there. You never know what will come back. You know what I mean? John Peasy wears a lot of makeup. Maybe John Peasy gets annoyed that we are saying that. Then he puts a post out there. Hey, fuck you, Talking Dicks. And we go, fuck you, John Peasy. You suck. Your ventriloquism, whatever. Not you suck. Vents suck, but you don't. You're okay. But you wear a lot of makeup, and then it becomes a thing, and that's what we need. It's what we need, sir.
That's what we need, sir.
Yeah. Got to throw the shit against the wall, see what happens.
Throw it against the wall with the spaghetti, see what happens. Stickety stick shit.
El Ducharme, El Romas, El Dente.
I missed it the first time because I was doing my
I know.
stickety shit dick.
You're fucking non-listening.
We're both trying to do jokes at the same time. I like yours.
I go, well, that one wasn't bad. I got to go back and do that again.
Mine was filler. Yours had a good punch to it.
He missed it. Let me do it again. Oh,
I'll fix it in post.
He never
fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Biggest lie. You never fix it. You never edit it. You just post it and get the fuck out of there.
Now I do. I used to. Remember, I used to add all the bells and whistles to this motherfucker.
Oh, you put in a lot of work.
I put in like 9 hours of editing. I'm like, what am I doing? Now I'm down to about 2 hours between the recording.
We had a lot of
a couple hours.
Yeah,
so I got it.
For a lot of views when it was on Facebook. We'd grab a lot of
we had thousands of views per episode, and we thought, we went and we changed our name to Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast because they wouldn't let us put on certain platforms, and it just changed the whole algorithm of everything. And instead of getting thousands or even hundreds and hundreds per episode, like within a day or two, now it's like dragged out. And it's just, but we are getting the downloads on other platforms. So all the people that were watching the video portion are now listening to it elsewhere. So we have to factor that in.
Right. Well, I like the fact that it's just available anywhere. I mean, literally anywhere you can find it. And that's people though. I've still had people go, how do I get it? And you go, Jesus Christ, have you ever heard a podcast? How do I get it? You know what I mean?
Vasani's has
like,
one.
well,
Vasani's does a podcast.
It's everywhere.
Vasani's is a comedy club. They have in Port Charlotte and they have in Florida, and they have their own podcast. The facilities are right there in the club, and they have access to all these comedians, national acts.
Yes. I've
been
on their podcast.
You've been on their podcast.
I was on it. And they gave me shit for being only, because at the time we were only on Facebook. And they said, you got to be on all the other platforms like us. You got to do this. It's the way you do it. Blah, blah, blah.
Let's revisit the story, though.
The platforms. Yeah.
We were shooting the Two Dicks web series, and I was on my way to Tampa to shoot 2 more episodes. And then the pandemic lockdown happened. So we postponed it thinking, okay, it's a lockdown. We're going to be doing this, looks like, for a month or so. And then 2 months. And then 3 months. We're like, okay, I guess we're doing. So we started doing our podcast as a temporary thing. And now it's taken on a life of its own. And we're making thousands of dollars a day.
We are?
Oh.
We are.
Oh.
Am I going with this?
I fucked up. Honey, I told him. He knows now.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd be sitting on a ship for multiple months.
I wanted to wait till you got off the ship. I wanted to wait till you get off the ship in December and give you a nice little Christmas gift.
Oh, that would be beautiful, man. Thank you. No, we thought it would be a temporary, but it's been now what? How many months is this? We're in July. We're going into August. We started the pod in April of 2020. Is that 15 months?
15 months.
15 months. Jesus Christ. But twice a week. Look at the content we're providing.
Look at it.
And what do we ask? Oh, can you go on Patreon for $5 a month? That seems like a lot. I like it free. You guys are giving to us free. A lot of people say don't do that. A lot of people say, no, you just got to, a little bit. Some guys, what they do is they'll do 5 or 10 minutes free of the pod, and the rest is on Patreon. You know what I mean?
If you want to hear more, go to Patreon.
So
Joe Rogan does that. $100 million contract, Joe Rogan.
I don't believe in our listeners. I think they'll listen to 10 minutes and bail. I don't have any faith in them at this point.
Well,
I think the majority would go, okay, I'm good with 10.
It's the chicken and the egg thing. It's like, do you wait till you get to a certain number and then it snowballs? It gets like to Tim Dillon level, Mark Norman level, Joe List. Where does that, where do you do that? At what point do you say, hey,
right,
let's go 10 minutes. Here you go. You want the rest? Sign up.
Yeah. You got to have a big follow. We're still building. We want to just people. I just at this point, you want people just to download it and listen. That's kind of where I like to see some download. The numbers go up. That's all at this point. But some more Patreons would be good. I don't think people understand what it is. I think a lot of our listeners are not old, but they're older. They're in their 50s or so, and they don't know what it is. And they're not looking it up to find out what it is. And because I've met them, I've talked to people, and they don't know. They just don't know what it is. And I've had people actually say, what is Patreon?
Yeah, I've had that.
We've explained it 8,000 times.
We actually had a Patreon account way before for the Two Dicks, and we just never activated it.
Never really, didn't see. It was so new at the time. And but I don't think people realize, like I do a couple of them, support them, and you do not realize $5. You don't feel it, obviously.
Well, let's be honest, Al.
$5.
Al, let's be honest. You're not being honest.
Why is that?
You're taking 3 of our members and you're using that to pay for other subscriptions. So that's why you don't feel it. It's kind of a wash for you.
It's a profit scheme.
For people who don't have that set up, you won't even feel it. Yeah. It's 1 coffee a month.
It really is less than 1
because you got
coffee
a tip.
a
You got a
month.
tip, right? You got a tip.
And you get all the vids. You get to see the pod twice a week, every Monday morning and Friday morning. You're looking at who doesn't want to see the video? It's just, I don't know. When I listen to pods, I like it. I like the video, having the video available anyway. Plus, if you don't want to watch it, you're doing something,
We answer listeners' questions, which is that's one of my favorite things, is answering listeners' questions. Of course, we don't have that today, but every few episodes we'll have a section where it says questions, and we answer some very good questions and very mundane questions, and we welcome both.
Yeah,
the more absurd,
and we
get a lot of absurd questions because we're absurd, right?
Right. And we should do we talked about a live. Maybe we'll do a live
we have
streaming deal. Yeah.
I think we can get compensated for it. Yeah.
Oh.
I keep getting a lot of
God damn it, let's do it. Oh, that Facebook message.
The first time we did a live about a year ago, we tried on Facebook, and people were chiming in, bling, bling, bling. And I was like, stop asking questions. We're trying to talk. We're supposed to engage your audience to bring in more people. He starts yelling at him, hey, shut up.
That's funny. Not true, but funny.
Exaggerated.
No, I was trying. Yeah. No, I know.
What the hell?
But,
what the hell? I go, so-and-so. Shut up. I'm getting to the point of my story.
Well, the point is, you don't listen
don't you want
to
to follow us? He can go fuck himself. I don't want anybody to follow me. They're going to interrupt my story.
Well, you don't listen to begin with, and then I'd be talking, and you'd be like, oh, there's Bill says hello. Oh, there's Bob. I'm like, well, what the fuck am I bothered talking? You can't do two things at once. You can barely do one.
It was new to me.
So it was like, oh,
I was excited.
Oh, look who that is. I'm like, oh,
I was excited.
What's the point?
I haven't heard from somebody in like 8 years. All of a sudden they're going, bling. You guys are funny. Right. Hey, fuck you. I'll show you what funny is.
So, but if we're gonna go live and just read names, is that the point of going?
No, but it was new, and I was excited, and you weren't allowing for that. You were just so irritated with the whole damn thing. Yeah.
Well, I was.
We're never doing Facebook Live again. We're not doing it. That's horseshit.
Well, if you also remember, it took us it didn't work for the first 2 or 3 times.
There were some technical issues.
To get to going.
Clearly.
There were issues, and then when it started to work, I'd be like, "Oh, so and you're like, hi, Bill says hello." I'm like, "Dude, all right, very good." It just became reading names.
I had the Al Ducharme disease, the ADD.
I know.
Also, we actually did Facebook Live about a year prior to that, 2 years ago, for the Two Dicks. We were shooting an episode. We were drinking beer, and we did it then, and that was a lot of fun. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes. At the end of an episode, we did a lot. That was good. That was good, yes.
It was called Gunplay.
Yeah. And at the end of it, we were done for the day, had some beer, and went live. Yeah, that was a good one. So we should, we should figure a date and do it. Go live. Would it be on Facebook? So we go live on Facebook.
I think now you can do it in tandem. You can do it in tandem with like 3 different platforms, and it streams from one. So I think you can do it with Zoom, which we use here, but I think there's a couple of other ones. B.live. Be live. It's actually supposed to be very friendly for that particular thing. So we'll have to research it.
Yeah. Let's do that, and we'll on the next pod we'll talk about it. Maybe set up a date, and that'd be fun. We could do some go live. We could read names while I try to tell a story, and Al gets, hypnotized by people saying hello. So it's always a good time.
It was our first time, and I was very excited about it. That people were we were connecting with people.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I think we're wrapping.
So anyway, that's it. That's it for me today. That's all I had. So it was
watch the Olympics. Okay. If you're not vaccinated and you die, we'll still talk about you.
Rest in peace, Jackie Mason.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
What?
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, show.
All right. Subscribe. Mary.
Go to patreon.com/the2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.